Good evening, this is the Nerd, just a human, and welcome back to Rome Total War, where today we will be playing a brand new Rebels campaign. But no, not just any Rebels campaign. This time we are starting with 0 settlements, 0 armies. That's right, all these factions here are going to have all of the traditional Rebel settlements. They are going to be stronger, we are going to be significantly weaker and unable to do anything but spawn our troops out of the void on the end turn. So this could go so many different ways. It's going to be intriguing, that is for sure. You can play this for yourself, by the way. I'll put a little link up above on the Patreon page. You don't need to be a member, but on Patreon you can go and actually grab the mod files for yourself if you want to play this as the Rebels or indeed any of the other factions. So let's head on into battle and let's see what this campaign looks like. Well, here we are then on turn 1, and we just get sent to the corner of the map here because there's nothing at all for us to see or do. We will though toggle the fog of war. I'll introduce you to our map because traditionally if you play this as the Rebels, there are a few points where you can really build up your empire. Say over here in Greece, if you can use Athens to your advantage, you're in a strong place. Lots of good mercenaries around here if you can get a general to hire them. And indeed, settlements like Jerusalem, Damascus, Sidon, they're likely to fall quite early on if you play your cards right. But we've given them away, and okay, some of this is a bit more random than others, it should be said. I've given some like random Greek colonies over to the Greeks, so Massilia, Cyrene, Chersonesos. So someone like the Greeks have some very random looking settlements. In general, I've just kind of given an extra settlement to various factions that kind of feel like they would spread naturally into that kind of position anyway. So by and large, every faction has kind of got what it would get when it's done expanding against the Rebels as they normally do. So obviously this has a few knock-on effects. For one, for us it means we can't train any troops on turn 1 to build up any particular strong points. It means that they all have a few more settlements as well, and that thus is going to make them potentially a bit stronger. Now, I haven't made these super strong, but they've kind of got a typical army. We'll probably see that as we head into some of these on the end turn. But basically, the Romans haven't gained very much because I've given stuff to other factions instead. Of course, yes, you can see, yes, the classic Brutii and Julii openings have been shunned. So it's going to be interesting to see if the Romans do very much here, or if that lack of a start slows them down. I mean, normally the Scipioni aren't too slow at the very start here anyway. Nonetheless, we really don't know where opportunities are going to be, so once we do, we'll see some of the kind of typical armies that you get in these towns. Well, I haven't made them too ridiculously weak, but I haven't done too much to make them stronger either. They have a standard army for their faction, and I don't think I've made any changes to the actual towns themselves. If they're a basic village, that is how they'll remain. So they might well be very vulnerable still, but it means that we've got to work from the ground up. And indeed, that is what we did on the Alexander Rebels campaign. So it was doable there, but that was a much smaller campaign map and a much more rebellious campaign, it should be said. We do still have 10,000 monies. We shouldn't, in theory, be losing anything just yet, so that's absolutely fine. Obviously, everyone is at war with us, so we'll have the money if we can take a town very quickly, and maybe we can make that into a base. But for the time being, I guess we should toggle off the fog of war and see what the end turn gives us. End of the first turn, and it was very, very quiet. I don't know that very much has happened at all. Parthia and Armenia are friends, potentially because this guy's just turned up. So okay, you plod over to the bridge, probably going to be useless. You, sir? Oh, 3 Illyrians. That could be fun. Don't know quite where you need to go. Once again, go to the bridge, and this guy. Not terrible, actually. Not terrible, because yeah, territory up here is actually quite nice, isn't it? So yeah, up to Vickers Gothy. We actually potentially could have gone for Mark and Mano, but you're not as interesting. Went over to Gothy. Why ever not? And that's just a pyramid. I did see a little dot on the map, so I was curious about that. Nonetheless, we can go to the scrolls just to see over here if there's anyone we missed. There are some random peasants up here as well. That doesn't look too useful, does it? But we'll send them to go and scare Nicomedia. Why not? Let's end our turn again. They're not the world's most interesting first turn. We'll just let... We won? Okay, well that was surprising. I was going to say we'll just let them die, but no. Absolute cocking heroes. Right, the Greeks and Macedonia are already at war. That's magnificent. Without the rebels here, they just turn straight into rebellions. Marvellous stuff. These chaps, get yourselves over here. Can we just make it? I think we can actually, if we use the cavalry to give it a poke. Okay, this doesn't have a wall though, Thomas. That is a little bit more problematic. Nonetheless, there's some Paulers. We'll take them out. Oh no, this be a warband, Thomas. Oh, I didn't think this through. No, the Germans are going to be a bane and a kind of terrible force. But you know what? It's fine. They can go stand on the bridge for the time being. Ooh, this looks like a victory. This looks like victory indeed. Down to Damartha. Yay. Let's take one of the world's worst territories. That's absolutely fine. Anything else on the scrolls? The list of scrolls and scrolly lists. Okay, there's another one up here. Anything else of interest? Not really. Okay, so you, sir, likewise. They seem to have abandoned the town a little bit, because I would have given that more than 2 units, I think. But, oh well. Right, these peasants somehow won. I'm guessing it must have been a peasant that they attacked. But a well done to I was going to say well done. This is a little bit tricky. Vayavishadapaya. That wasn't too terrible. Well done to you, sir, because you'll soon be dead, but you did a decent enough job at the start there. Okay, so it looks like Macedonia are going to come on in with a slightly terrifying army of Macedonian cavalry and, yeah, one of their generals here. We'll throw in some javelins, but obviously we're out to lose. Well, they are immediately send these Macedonian cavalry across, and that is annoying because we're not actually going to have time to get our javelins into them, which is a bit of a shame. So we'll do what we can. Get on to guard mode. You're all supposed to be over here, sir. Please go and do that. And, well, they're not going to get too many of their, well, we're not going to get javelins in at all, which is kind of the whole point of these guys, isn't it? Yes. You know what? If we can, though, throw in a few javelins, it might do something. They haven't got their charging properly, which is their best kind of ability as these guys. They are going to somewhat waste these lads by attacking me like this, but I don't think we're going to do very much good, no. So there we are. There's Routy. So 3 good units, basically ruined by 1 unit of Macedonian cavalry there. We could have got to the actual, you know, crossing quicker. That would have been nice, but sadly... Sadly, we couldn't even block them off. Okay, I can see a boat here. I was hoping Judea would give us some Judean zealots, but I suppose we'll take that. What else is there? Some Roman rebels. Okay, not the worst thing in the world. I'm going to send them around here and see if we can do something to Ariminum instead. That could be fun. As for Massilia, this is completely isolated, so the Greeks can't do anything to save it. So again, we might as well take that. We have Vickers Gothy under siege, as we know. I might just have to siege one out because I'm a bit scared about their missile friend. Oh, sorry, their spear friends. They could be kind of annoying. So Damartha, what's actually in here? 1 unit of peasants. Can we just auto-resolve that one? That'll be fine. Yep, 16 will take it. Occupy that. So we now have ourselves a settlement. It's the last settlement I would ever want to be spending my money on, but we have it. So Eastern Infantry, pink pajama men, or grey pajama men as it were, are going to get going from there. We've got nothing more in this part of the world, and we can't see any more over there. Okay, it doesn't really look like we've got an awful lot of new units coming in, does it? Not really. No, there's this new ship that's appeared, but I don't know that we can do very much with it for the time being. We'll do a little bit of scouting and annoy the Egyptians, but for the time being, yeah, we've now just lost our only boat, and we're losing the units we have. Goodbye, my slightly unpronounceable friend. It was nice knowing you. And likewise, the peasants, quite frankly, they're just costing money. If new things arrived, we could use them, but by themselves, they're not going to be that useful. But we have built some roads in Damartha, which is nice. Some wars, typical wars to some extent. Egypt and Midian, the Romans and Carthage, Scythia and Thrace. That's an interesting one. That one, sometimes they can be allies forever, but not on this here occasion, no. The only question is about this one. Are the Germans going to come and defend it? I'm not sure if they will. See, If these guys could have joined with the others, it could have been far more interesting, but no. We'll just see if we can find a random pouncing opportunity so they can head over in that part of the world. Egypt, not any good, no. But Egypt is very, very good at rebelling, so we might have an opportunity there. Now, as for Damartha, we might as well send these guys immediately back in this direction, because it's kind of a pointless territory to spend our money on, so we might as well just get going. But if nothing else, yes, we can have a very high tax rate because, of course, as rebels, we don't make any money. Not enough people in the settlement to actually, make any use of over there. As for Hatra, okay. Now, if they were to sally forth, they'd win, which is annoying. We can go to the bridge for the time being, but yes, it's just a matter of trying to gather some forces together, get a lucky break here or there. And unfortunately, we've sort of lost all of the early game money, which is a shame because there's not a lot more we can do right now. So yes, we'll get that under siege. They don't do anything about us. We might just be able to crack that one. Wow, okay. That might just work. It is Julius Flavius, though, and morale might be the problem. Okay, allies for the Seleucids and ceasefire for the Seleucids. Interesting. Good command. I was going to say, trait increase means we've gained a general somewhere. Oh, it's in Egypt, baby, and we've lost the money, so we can't get any new things. Okay. Question is, what do we do with you? Thebes. Thebes, Thebes, Thebes. We can technically hire, but we'd have to smash up some of our buildings over here. What do we actually have? You're not going to get me enough, are you? Only 200. Nope, sadly not. Okay, Egypt might give us a chance here then. This is why we want to send these guys in this direction. If they're a bit quicker, we might have actually had time to distract them, but unfortunately not. So potentially what we could do is send these to the bridge, and it might just slow them down. I don't know. Oh, we now don't have enough. We don't have enough points to actually put this under siege now, or to get the ram built in time. That's a shame, but unfortunately, that is just the way that has gone. So let's not worry about that. Hatra troops can just move down that way. Let's try and get these together. That'll be absolutely fine. This is 2 turns from surrender. This is 1 turn from surrender, and if we're lucky, we might have something useful. Not really. We just have, the guys over in Italy. Oh, sorry. I thought that was this army. This is a new army. Oh my Julii. You're in trouble now. Okay, time to head on in, Sonny Jim. Captain Alpius over here is surely going to be able to do it. Take out their Triarii and their faction leader. Well, if we lose this, we might as well give up right now. With the gate going down easily enough, then it's time to get on into the city. But this could be a horrendous mass rout, because what does generally happen as the rebels is they generally go insane and completely fall apart for no real reason. So we're just going to have to see if the morale will hold here today. Hopefully it will. Now our reinforcements have no ram and no way of getting in, so we are potentially going to have to rush the general around to do that job, which is absolutely fine, but could be problematic. So we're going to try and get everyone into position as sensibly as possible here. So we're going to get everyone in. We're going to get the cavalry to start moving. Yeah, you get yourselves moving in that direction. That'll be fine. This is actually a rebel general unit, which is quite nice. What I probably want to do is get some of us moving around to one flank and some of us in this position. We're going to get 2 at each position, which splitting up might sound like a stupid idea, but I really want to make sure that we get us around and toy with them here. We've got enough men to make this sensible dealing, so we're going to do that. But first and foremost, we need to get some of these reinforcements into the city and maybe try and pull away those Triarii or the general, but that general's going to be horrible. Horrible, horrible. Thankfully for me, the generals managed to get these gates open for us, which is very nice news indeed. I'm quite pleased about that. Get the general over here, grab the rest of our infantry on this side of the battlefield, get them into position nice and quickly. If we can just get these guys into the city too, then I think we'll have no worry about losing the battle. But what I do want to make sure I do, this force, we could generally take out the Julii. Let's just say this quietly, but we could generally take them out right now. This is actually mad. If we can do this efficiently enough, we might actually have a magnificent opportunity here. So I'm going to grab, yeah, these two and this general. They are going to come around here and meet up in this plaza with these two units. And that will give us a little bit more of an angled approach. That's what we want to do. Then these guys can come up here. That will be nice. So you get yourselves into that position. You get yourselves over here. And we're going to line this up. Hopefully get this right, damn it. And get the general wherever he is over there. Yes, he can come over and hopefully support us from the side streets. At this stage, we are about as ready as we're ever going to be. I'm a little bit terrified that this will go wrong, but we're moving men forward from here, If we get this correct and they don't move, they haven't moved a budge yet, by the way. If they don't move, we should be able to get 4 volleys in from our units here, which would be absolutely magnificent. And indeed, potentially, I can get more. Oh, they're actually coming over here. You guys, get yourselves on. Stand there, get yourselves ready. Okay, they're going to come that direction. For some reason, they're getting caught over here. Oh, that's okay. Then you can throw in the back of them instead. Don't know what they're doing here. I don't think we quite managed to do that. You, throwing your javelins. You throwing your... Right, okay. This is interesting. Not quite what I envisaged, but it's fine. You get yourselves over there. You get yourselves over here. You into... what I want them to do is nice, long formation. That's good. Good. Right, you. Stand your ground and throw in javelins as much as you can. You are going to come and throw your javelins. You are going to come quickly. No, not on the plaza. Not on the plaza. That's where the Triarii live, you dunce. Okay. You've now ruined it all. You've ruined it all. You throwing your javelins there. Okay, fine. You know what? Ignore the Triarii. Ignore the Triarii. We're going to take this opportunity to get these guys running into position right now. Get these into position right now. You throwing your javelins. We just need you to throw javelins into them. That is absolutely fine. You should be guard mode and javelin in as much as possible. Everyone else should be running. You're there to back them up. You can stop attacking him and actually start throwing the javelins, which is actually what I asked you to do. You utter fool. Okay, you throwing your javelins, you throwing your javelins, and you as well. Yeah, just get all the Velite and those guys throwing javelins in. You should be throwing in your javelins. You utter fools. Javelins, please. This is how you win. You throw... Oh, for Pete's sake. Right, well, they're going to eat through way too many of our men, which is unfortunate. These Triarii are off the plaza and routing, by the way. So that's magnificent news. Get these guys over here to throw their javelins in. Right, all of you. Deal with the general, for Pete's sake. He's now trying it back to the plaza. Potentially unsurprising. Yeah, that's fine. Get these javelins into here as well. That'll be fine. Mr. General, you should not be in the battle. Why are they not doing anything? These guys are numpties. All units. Apart from you, not you. Attack the general. Thank you very much. But preferably with your javelins. That's the whole cocking point of them. There's still 57 of them here. They're eager. They're winded. But they're going to push their way through. And as they push their way through, the javelins are going to cause them trouble. Send in the general. Losing way more men than I'd like to. Where are you going? Come over here. This is why I don't play on large unit scale, by the way. For those of you who ask me why I don't play on huge unit scale, this is why, because of the nonsense that goes on. Where are they? Who knows where they are? They're in stupid positions. They sent the cock in battle. Normally I'd like to kill the general properly, but somewhere the general has given up, and thus he is dead. The day is ours! Anyway, the die is cast, says the message. Indeed it is. I'm going to exterminate, which gives us a chance to... Ooh, we are obviously not Roman. Yes, the culture on the Rebels is kind of strange. If you've not seen a Rome Total War Rebel campaign before, I don't know why not. We've got them here on the channel. But, yes, the culture does vary up a little bit. And as we are right now, we generally will find the Romans end up giving us Macedonian troops, which is fine because militia hoplites are quite useful, but might not be what you're expecting. No. Okay, so I'm just going to line up as much of these as I can, which is not that many as it turns out because I don't have the money for it. Do I want anything like this? Anything good? Missile weapons, advanced production. You know what? We do have a missile on these guys, so we'll do that. But the real question is, do we have the chance to move these guys on this turn? Let's see what they do in response. But we're going to get another troop in. That will be very nice. Ooh, these guys over here, could they actually help at all? I don't know that they are going to be very helpful, to be honest. I don't know that it makes sense to send them over there just right now. I think we'll end the turn and we'll see how this goes. But we've got quite a few interesting little situations now. Oh, this could be tasty. And as I am my turn, by the way, a little bit of money gives me the Libyan mercenaries, which does mean we can get that ram in, baby. That's lovely. So, no attack. Oh, the Germans are here. Oh, well, you know what? This one wasn't anything I was expecting too much from. We'll see if we can take him out. But honestly, this isn't a great force, no. And it turns out that 400-600 odd men, don't know that we would have beaten Burkhard, but we'll give it a go at killing some of them. If nothing else, we do have ourselves an excellent position here on the hill. Part of the reason I'm not too worried about gaining victories in this part of the world is because, as noted over there in Ariminum, we could get the Macedonian troops, but as barbarian factions, you get nothing. You can get some agents, which is nice, but yeah, you don't actually get anything realistically, so that is a bit of a shame, which means it's not really worth it that much. I mean, you can cause some damage. You don't really want the factions to get too strong, but we're about to run into some spearmen, which the hill isn't going to make an awful lot of difference with, is it? No. So I'm just going to say we will charge into these guys, but we'll try and be sensible about it. We'll get our war cry on. That'll be absolutely magnificent. I'm going to get Mr. General around their side here. Screeching women over there. Paula's here to say, hi, Paula, you're going to be killing us today. So that's fine. We're going to get peasants. Ooh, they suddenly don't know that they want to do this, eh? Well, we're going to charge down anyway because we are impetuous barbarians and we don't know what we're doing. So we're going to go and do that. That'll be absolutely lovely. So yes, you can just charge into Paula. Blow the horn of destiny, sir. Try not to die in your first charge. But we will hopefully slaughter her. Sorry about that, Paula, but there we go. If you need an explanation of the name Paula, go to the Germania live stream series and hopefully you'll get some understanding of why that is the current naming protocol for her. Nonetheless, we will attempt then to get the general around the back and into the rear of these, which is what the peasants are for, by the way. These guys are not going to do a very good job because they are terrible, but also because they run into a phalanx, which is never particularly sensible, which is what we're going to do with the cavalry here. We're going to say sod about killing their general. Let's just do whatever goes. That's the front of the phalanx, Thomas. That was the front of the phalanx, apparently. I don't know why it was, but apparently it was. So that's great, isn't it? Let's get into these guys. They're broken. They're broken. Yay! Bricks ahoy. Very nice. Well, we've taken out a few units. Well, that's good. Don't know where the general is. Is he around? It looks like he might be coming through the trees, but we are currently taking on Germans in a German forest, so maybe we'll get back to our big hill and hopefully fight from up here. We are just going to charge down the hill into these guys because why ever not? We have the hill advantage against them, so we'll just see what we can do. But the general obviously will just win this battle no matter what. The rebel generals are quite decent, to be fair. They're not bad cavalry. They're a good little general unit. But, oh, if their general wants to be stupid, that is lovely. Charge up the hill when you've got phalanxes there behind you. No. I'm quite happy about that. Okay. Well, war cry. There we go. He wants to do this, does he? What an absolute pilchard. We can actually get him killed here. Get the general back in. He can help out. He can help out. Thank you very much. You come across. Send in the peasants just for moral support. Okay, in comes the trap with the phalanx points from them. Very nice, but we're going to hopefully take care of General McGee here. We aren't going to blow the horn of destiny because their pikes are right there behind us. General's about to go down, by the way. We might win. We actually have a chance of winning this. Okay, down he goes. Very nice. Now, can we at this point somehow turn this into an actual victory? I don't know that we can, but we can try. Okay, well, I'm going to say, if we're going to win this, we possibly just need to pull this back a moment and just make sure we've got room to flank them, to be honest, because currently we're not in a position to actually pull that off. So what do they want to do now their general's dead? Throwing javelins. Throwing javelins is the answer. That's why we sent the skirmishers to go and be killed in the first place. Let's go and do that, and then we'll have some units behind. They've actually got mass rout going on. Send in the charge. Send in the charge. We could finish this right now if we're sensible. They're giving up because their general's gone, and I am very, very happy about this. Oh. All right, some of them are getting back together, but the fact their morale is broken is excellent, excellent news. I was not expecting to win this one. I thought this would be a classic case of send in your general, try and kill their general and just see what damage you can do. But no. We've actually got the victory. We've got the victory, and with that, we should take the town as well. Wasn't really expecting that, but we will absolutely take it. This is marvellously good news. And with this magnificent victory, this is where the game will crash, because it has crashed a few times when I've loaded a battle. So with such a heroic victory, you can only assume it's going to break now. Good news, it didn't break. Absolutely marvellous. There's not much we can do with the settlement, so you might as well just burn it down. There's a heroic battle site there. We'll just take the loss here. We don't need to be paying you, sir. And, they're wandering off. Aratium moving around. Some interesting little situations going on there. Okay. Construction complete. There's our temple shrine. Very nice indeed. We don't actually have the money to do the retraining with that now, though, unfortunately. But, Julii capital. Now, are the Romans going to defend their fellow Romans? I don't know that they will, actually. So I'm going to send out the cav. Now, this is all actually Celtic, isn't it? This is all part of the Gauls right now. They're actually invading. Interesting. Maybe that's why the whole army's in the settlement. Okay, I'm going to leave one velite in that city. If the British just take it, it's not the end of the world, but we can come around here. And, well, 7 turns till surrender. Faction, there's no faction heir, so he could be somewhere like Corsica. That would be a problem. We would never be able to take that back for a while. Massilia is only 1 turn away, so this is very, very nice indeed. Right, Vickers Gothy. As I say, we can't actually train anything here. I'm kind of better off burning things down, but there's nothing to burn down, which is a bit of a problem. So we're just going to say, let's just take everyone. We'll just take them all. It's fine. We'll just keep pushing. We'll just do whatever damage we can. Keep them busy. Keep them from growing too much. Right, extra militia hoplite is nice to have. And as for you, you could be very, very interesting indeed. Do they know he's here? Because they just sent an army off in that direction, which is of interest to me. He's not gone far. Let's just keep this army here in the forest. If we do an ambush, we do an ambush. That's fine. As for all of this, by the way, yeah, they left him alone. Oh, well-a-ty. Now the shoe's on the other foot, isn't it? Okay, so let's head on into Thebes as well. We could get Thebes and Ariminum in episode 1. Oh yeah. Immediately then we have the opportunity to shoot at the general, which is what we want to be doing. We've got all the missiles to do so. There we go. We finally decided to actually get moving. They're in a bit of a weird position here where they're wandering around, which means sometimes you can struggle to get your units to actually aim at them. But if they're going to shoot the Libyans, I'm quite happy about that. Sorry, lads, but you are just what you are. You're kind of there to be fodder and bait, aren't you? Yes, indeed. So we're going to shoot him down nice and early doors. Hopefully we can get a good hit in. Can you stand around? This is the problem. Because the units are so loose in this huge formation, my units actually don't know how to hit them, which is quite irritating, considering they're right cocky in there. So we'll just see if we can get them to actually do their job. Oh, they're coming out. That is interesting. Do you want to put down the ram, or are we just gonna? I don't know. Let's put down the ram and let's try and poke him, because apparently he's coming at us, which is accidental, I think. But the pathfinding is an absolute joke on this unit scale. I know people might say it's bad in general. It's not terrible if you're actually on large unit scale, but apparently I left it on from something else I was doing. So this is interesting. Hopefully he won't rout us. Bowmen are getting into hand-to-hand combat. Why are you doing that? I don't cocky know. Get out of the actual battle, you numpties. I genuinely, like, what is this chaos? What is going on? Who is even killing each other right now? This is not a fight. This is a farce, lads. Oh yeah, shoot them from here. That's going to be much better. Shoot him down. Straight in front of him. Straight in front of him. Now, all right, Libyans. Libyans. Get yourself into solid formation, okay? Get yourself into... do yourself a solid and get into a formation. You get yourselves into formation, and you... I feel like you're doing something already, but I don't know what. General just needs to make sure he doesn't die. Who even knows what's happening? Have we done anything to this general yet? I don't know if we have. I really don't want these boats to be fighting, but they're kind of in an okay position to shoot. But the ram is... oh, well, who even knows what's going on? I think we're finally in the position I actually want us to be, just about. I mean, there is one peasant just standing here. No, is he a bowman? Might be a bowman, actually. Yeah, this guy's just here. He doesn't know who to kill. Find the pharaoh. Where's the pharaoh? Go and find him, sir. It's just life of a soldier now. Come on. I mean, that horse's head is through the wall. This guy... oh, no. Sir. Steve. Steve. Be careful. There are arrows coming over. He's going to shoot from point-blank range. Steve, Steve is being smothered by a horse now. Okay, this is... unusual. Anyway, we've got the peasants at the front, which is where I kind of want this battle to be. They're wavering, which is kind of embarrassing. They currently... oh, Steve did something. Let's say that was Steve, but it definitely wasn't. And with that, he's fleeing. Yay, you get to live, you utter tit. Magnificent stuff. All right, well, he's gone. Peasants are running into the city, and the battle is... well, it's not over yet, but it's hopefully done, because God knows what this cocky mess is. Note to self, when dealing with stupid unit scales, you should probably not put all your units onto loose. Also, peasants, why are you routing? Why would they be routing? Okay, let's just shoot these. This is going to get more silly. It's definitely going to get more silly before anything sensible happens in this battle. Let's just see where they come round to, if they're just going to stand in a stupid position. Get the skirmishes over here. Let's deal with the skirmishes of our skirmishes. Where are these bowmen? What are they even doing? Bows. Bows over here. Javelins. Get yourselves into here and start throwing in. Javelin versus javelin. Lovely. The world's worst units can face off against each other. I mispressed the speed button there. But anyway, the bowmen are finally doing something. They're not even in loose anymore, but they're still being utter numpties. Let's see if the bows can get a little bit closer and try and do something good. Yes. Bows. Aim at him. That'll be lovely. I think we got their number at this point. It's an odd one, it should be said, but the skirmishers are hopefully going to stand their ground. They are wavering, but it'd be nice for the Libyan mercenaries to do something for once in their life and maybe claim a victory. Please don't rout. I'd be so sad if you gave up at this point. There we are, there's the victory, and I guess we will let them claim their lovely, lovely day. Right, Achmos Helios. Yes, the sun has risen on a new rebel day. And with that, Thebes will fall. Magnificent, sir, and I'm going to exterminate the population. Now, what we should probably do is name this after our good friend here. So this is going to be the great city of Helios, of course. Now, I'll probably have to go back and check the name of the general who took over Ariminum, but we can deal with that one in time. Now, over here, we can get more skirmishes. Excellent. Okay, you know what? Skirmishes is fine. We'll take those, I suppose. There we are. I rhyme all the time. Let's send those two guys to go and help us out. And a bit of a trait increase for our commander there. Okay. Well, oh well. There's Palmyra. There's some more units over there who could be potentially annoying. Let's just keep moving. There's Bostra. Okay. They've got some pointy lads who we can't really deal with. That's not going to go too well. You're hiding in the forest. and you are 1 turn from surrender. So I tell you what, before we finish up for the day, let's just see how this end turn goes. And sadly, our archers are going to get taken out. I'm just going to see how it goes. Honestly, we won't do much better than that, so it's absolutely fine. The Greek cities, though, are going to sally forth against us at Massilia, so we should be okay, because it's a sally, but we could lose this very easily indeed. Hopefully, they're stupid. Let's head in. Here's the plan then. They are going to come on out, and unfortunately, they're not being too stupid here. They've actually got themselves all together, which is a slight issue. However, I'm going to see if we can outmaneuver them a little bit. So, grab these peasants as well. You go grab that ram nice and quick. You just stop where you are. And likewise for you, just stop where you're at right now. That's lovely. Okay, so if you've got that ram, you, sirs, head over to there. You're going to get shot a little bit, but it's going to be absolutely fine. I'm going to try and give these guys the little run around, and if they want to be unfortunately out of position when their walls fall down, that would be a shame, wouldn't it? Now, while we are going to mainly be outmaneuvering them, I'd also kind of like to make sure that we do get these walls taken down. So there we are, that's a militia hoplite fleeing, because that's what they love to do in all battles. That was easier than I was anticipating, to be honest. I thought we might have to be a bit more clever. But hey-ho, we'll absolutely take that. These guys have got the ram up to the wall, which is great news. And that probably means we're in a not too bad position here to, yeah, potentially cause this guy some trouble in a moment. So you, Mr. Peasants, run yourselves out of the way. You, can you please take on that guy? You're standing there in range of a tower. You're not doing anything about him. Okay, so this is good. You guys, just as these guys hit, just about at the right time they're going to turn around. There we go. Okay, that's an actual hoplite. So we'll now get our cavalry out of there. That's absolutely fine, but we've now got him pinned. You follow him into the city because you actually don't want him to be escaping. But if nothing else, we're keeping these guys busy, which is very, very nice indeed. They are somewhat distracted. They're wavering, but they're not quite gone. The general has managed to get into the city, though, which is nice. We can hopefully mop them up very well. Those hoplites, though, are going to win out against these guys in time if we can't clear them out. So let's just try and get on top of these guys, lads. That'd be really nice, but the wall is down. So hopefully now, at the very least, we'll be able to outmaneuver them if that is how this all goes. Unfortunately, those hoplites are too strong and they have actually routed us, which is not what I wanted to see. Which means we are going to have to finish off these hoplites a little bit more efficiently than we have so far. That's not ideal. Well, at this point, unfortunately, the militia hoplites are now on the plaza, and because we're very bad at actually chasing them down, we're now going to have to deal with them. So they're now bracing for a charge, but we're kind of the other way, lads. So hopefully we won't see the phalanxes turn around quite yet. They're using their short swords, but just going to pull out of it for a moment. We don't need this all to fall apart. We are getting reinforcements in, so it should be okay. They're still just chasing us, which works for me. You just lead them out into the middle of sodding nowhere. And as the peasants arrive in the rear, hopefully this will be what we want. They'll get distracted, they'll turn around, and we can then pile on in. And if not, well, they're just going to stand there and they're going to get stabbed in the back. Okay, that kind of works as well. Get the peasants out. They don't need to be running into the front of those pikes. No, these guys can just hopefully whittle them down. Have they caught up? Oh, they have caught up. Maybe just keep running, guys. Just kind of keep running off in that direction. That'll be magnificent. So yeah, apparently they don't even care that they're being attacked from the rear. Okay, those peasants have run, but that's fine. That just means they're going to chase them off into the sun. So at this point, it's just a matter of time how long it takes for these peasants to stab these guys in the back. These guys are having a great day just running around the side of the town here. These hoplites have no chance of getting back into the town in time. Oh yeah, it's going to tick down with the peasants having done some lovely work here at the plaza. Shrine to Athena, that's absolutely fine. Are these guys still running away? They probably are. Yes, indeed they are. So all is good here today. A decent little start, it should be said. A couple nice settlements. This one here, a little isolated settlement of the Greeks. We'll take that off them. Thank you very much. Now, I don't usually end on a cliffhanger, but we have been left with one right here, and it turns out that there were more Romans around that could get here without dealing with the Gauls. So I suspect we're going to lose this. However, we could potentially just take out the generals. That is going to have to be our plan, and even if it turns out we cocked this up, where we've delivered them a fairly significant blow by taking Ariminum early doors. Indeed, the Brutii are coming up to go and take it on, but we did have a few units lined up, so if nothing else, it should have a couple units to defend it. But, okay, if we can do this right, if these are reinforcements, if these guys get themselves, yeah, we could potentially win this battle, take out this guy. And then if they're stupid, which often the AI is, and send their cavalry forward, running in as reinforcements, they could just get themselves killed. We'll have to see about that. For now, though, I will leave you. As mentioned, if you do want to play this for yourself, or indeed any of the other factions with this map here, with no rebel settlements at the start of the game, then I do have my selection of the mod files. Just head over to the Patreon in the description below. You don't need to join up, they are just linked there, so no need to join up, but it is there in case you're interested in these mod files. For now, though, I will leave you. I'm Thomas, this is Nerds to Human, and this has been our Rebel No Spawn Only campaign. Thank you very much, and tally-ho. They're all queuing up to fight them. These are truly the British rebels right here. War cry and charge at the dogs of war. Oh, they're routing again. What are you doing, my silly trumpet? They're actually taking on my reinforcements. Welcome to the Rebel Experience, ladies and gents.